What it looks like from above. Lots of people here, crew members, people from Metro, fire crews, police officers, all on site trying to figure out exactly what's happening and making sure everyone is safe. I am told 3 people were taken to the hospital. They have injuries, but they are not considered serious at those time. And I have confirmed that one person of those 3 is the driver of the light rail. And when this happened, we spoke to several witnesses who do not see it go down, but they certainly heard it. Take a listen.
This loud bang, went outside, saw the truck just kind of completely scraped off the side of the light rail right there, and I mean, it was pretty gnarly. I didn't see much after that, but saw people start coming out, police started arriving on scene. Pretty crazy what happened.
And the trains are unable to travel right now between Country Club, Main Street, and Mesa Drive and Main Street stations. The bus certainly is an option if this is part of your commute. If this is part of your plans, do expect delays to happen for quite some time. This is quite the process to remove this and make sure everyone is safe while doing it. First, they had to de-electrify the poles, then they had to do the investigation, and then following that, it's getting the large apparatus to remove the dump truck here and the light rail since it's derailed as well. We have seen about 5 tow trucks on scene. It's unclear right now what their exact involvement is, but this certainly will take quite some time. Reporting live here in Mesa, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
All right, Lauren, so no word then whether that dump truck crossed in front of the light rail. We will be getting that information for you.
Update now on a crash between a big truck and a light rail train yesterday right off of Main and Robson in downtown Mesa. So Mesa police say the driver of the light rail actually ran a red light. The collision sent 3 people to the hospital, caused closures and delays for much of the day yesterday, especially with light rail users. None of the injuries are serious. One of those injuries, though, was the light rail driver.
It looked really bad, though. Buckeye Police.
And back out here live, you can see a view there of those wheels as they're still working to get that light rail back where it needs to be. Closures are still in place. Light rail obviously cannot travel between Country Club and Main Street and Mesa Drive and the Main Street stations. There's also some road closures. That's from Main Street from Country Club to McDonald. Stay right here live at 5 because we're going to talk to more people who heard things, and we're also going to give you the most up-to-date information about what's to come with these closures. Reporting live here in Mesa, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
Well, crews are still on the scene right now of a crash between the large truck and the light rail train.
Yeah, this happened earlier off of Main and Robson in downtown Mesa. Fox 10's Lauren Clark has been out there all day today. Lauren, what does it look like?
Well, Mark and Christina, just moments ago, they were able to take that light rail train that was hit by the truck and then tow it away courtesy of another light rail. But crews are still here sweeping up some debris and cleaning up what they can as this area remains closed. This was a crash that earlier today sent 3 people to the hospital and caused closures for hours. A crash turning heads in the heart of downtown Mesa.
I think that this is a very outrageous and very wild accident. Like, I don't even understand how did this even become possible.
A large truck and light rail colliding.
I'm actually really afraid, like, what happened to the conductor and, like, maybe even the people that were on the train. Like, I'm scared for them.
The truck's tires slicing through the front of the light rail, shattering the glass and pushing it off the tracks.
Pretty crazy what happened.
Officials confirmed 3 people were taken to the hospital. David Snyder, who works nearby, saw the aftermath.
A few people away on stretchers in an ambulance.
None of their injuries appear to be serious. One of those injured was the light rail driver.
Saw the truck just kind of completely scraped off the side of the light rail.
The collision caused closures for hours on Main Street from Country Club to McDonald after investigators snapped photos and observed the scene.
We do have everyone out here right now from the fire department, the police department, Valley Metro, who's assessing the situation and trying to make sure that everything is safe while we try to get this whole situation cleaned up.
At least 3 tow trucks worked to hoist it up and carry it away. Crews then worked to push the light rail back on track so everything could reopen. And back out here live, again, crews are still out here. It's unclear as to when exactly this area for the light rail will be open for service. We're also not expecting to hear the cause of the crash, at least not for a few more hours. Reporting live here in Mesa, Lauren Clark, Fox 10 News.
Lauren, thank you.
Crews responding this afternoon to a crash between a large truck and a light rail train. It happened off of Main and Robson in downtown Mesa. That collision sent 3 people to the hospital, and it caused closures really for most of the afternoon and into the early evening, actually. None of the injuries, though, do appear to be serious. One of those people who was injured was the light rail driver. You saw the front windshield of that light rail train just completely shattered right there. At least 3 tow trucks worked to hoist that garbage truck up and carry it away off the rails. Crews then worked to push the light rail back onto the track so that everything could be back open. Investigators are still working to exactly find out what caused this crash.
Still ahead at 9 tonight, Arizona's Luke.
3 people are hurt after a light rail train collides with a garbage truck in downtown Mesa. The crash disrupted light rail service and also shut down nearby streets. The wreck happened this morning along Main, and it damaged the truck and the front of the train, which derailed. The truck is operated by a company called Waste Connections of Arizona. Officials confirmed that the 3 people who were hurt were taken to the hospital. One of those injured was the light rail driver. All 3, though, are going to be okay.
And they were light rail passengers, so that's what we're dealing with right now. We do have some transports, no injuries to firefighters or any other bystanders that were here in the area.
The collision caused closures for hours on Main Street from Country Club to McDonald. No word yet on what caused that crash.
We have an update now on that light rail crash we brought you as breaking news 24 hours ago right here at noon. Remember that dump truck crash with a light rail train? The impact with enough force to partially derail the train in Mesa. And now police tell us it was the light rail operator who ran a red light. You don't see that often. The train operator treated for minor injuries. No one else was hurt. We are waiting to see if that operator will be cited or charged.
The light rail in Mesa back open, but still a bit delayed after a garbage truck collided with a train in Mesa this morning. Video from our AZ Family News drone and news chopper showing the aftermath near Main Street and Country Club. You could see the collision really knocked the train right off the tracks. The light rail driver has some minor injuries. All passengers are okay, along with the driver of the garbage truck. And investigators are still trying to figure out what led to that crash right around 9 o'clock this morning.
To learn more about what led up to this crash in Mesa between a dump truck and a light rail train, we sent our AZ Family News drone to check out the scene on Main near Country Club. While none of the passengers on board got hurt, the light rail driver is recovering with minor injuries, waiting to see if the other driver will be cited. The impact so powerful, it partially derailed that light rail train.
And let's take
Ian, thank you much. Just into the newsroom, we are learning new details about a light rail crash in Mesa. This happened yesterday morning near Main and Country Club. Mesa PD telling us the light rail ran a red light and hit a garbage truck going northbound on Robeson. The garbage truck had a green light. The light rail driver suffered some minor injuries. All the passengers on board were okay, along with the garbage truck driver.
We have an update for you now on that crash involving a garbage truck and the light rail that shut down downtown Mesa for hours yesterday. Officials now telling us the truck was driving through the intersection with a green light when the light rail slammed into the truck after running the red light. The light rail driver was taken to the hospital, but he is expected to be fine.
Well, that's right. We're live here on Robson and Main and Mesa, where you can see behind me the garbage truck that crashed into the light rail train. One of the light rail operators suffered minor injuries is what we know so far. And the crash occurred here on Robson and Main Street. The train itself was knocked off its rails, and that's what they're trying to do right now, trying to contain the situation and make sure that nobody goes through here. The garbage truck itself also was lifted off the ground partially. We don't know the status of the driver right now, but we do know that most of the passengers on the train were able to get off safely. We're going to be right here getting more information as we get it, but we'll send it back to you right.
And a light rail train collided in Mesa, shutting down some light rail routes for much of the day. It happened near Robeson and Main Street.
ABC 15's Josh Cristianto is on scene for us, hearing from a witness who did what he could to help. But first, Josh, we want to find out the status of that kosher.
Well, that's right. Just moments ago, crews here were finally able to haul away the rail car that was involved in the accident with another rail car. Right now, crews are cleaning up the rails so that service can resume. Service has already resumed. The west side Curtis Hershey was driving down to work at around 9:30 in Mesa when a loud sound got his attention.
I was just driving down Robeson, just right here behind, and kind of heard a crunch.
A light rail train had just gotten into a crash at this intersection.
Off in the corner, there was I saw a garbage truck slightly lifted off the ground, and then I saw it come back down.
The train, full of passengers, had collided with a garbage truck, sending 3 people to the hospital. But the impact was so strong, it knocked the lead car off its rails, shattering the windshield into a million pieces. Hershey took some pictures later, but first, he did the right thing.
Got out of the car, came around, called in 911 just to let them know. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy.
We are going to have to take some time to get the truck out of the scene, get the light rail back on track, and get everything in a condition that we can get things going again.
Main Street shut down between Robson and Country Club for hours. The condition of the garbage truck driver is unknown, but authorities here tell us everyone on the light rail was able to escape without serious injuries. And I am told investigators will be reviewing surveillance footage from businesses around here as well as from the rail car itself and perhaps the garbage truck to figure out how exactly this accident happened. Reporting live in Mesa, Josh Cristianto, ABC 15, Arizona.
Josh, thank you. New tonight.
Police are investigating a wreck in Mesa involving the light rail and a dump truck. Take a look. Sky 12 was up over the crash. As you can see, the impact knocked the train off the tracks. This happening near Robeson in Maine. According to police, 3 people, including the driver of the train, suffered minor injuries. Main Street will be shut down from Country Club to McDonald until that accident is cleared.
Investigation continues into an accident that we've been tracking for you all afternoon. The crash happened in Mesa earlier today, and it involved the light rail and a dump truck. The impact knocked the train off of its tracks. This happened near Dobson in Maine. According to police, 3 people, including the driver of the train, suffered minor injuries. Main Street has been shut down from Country Club to McDonald as crews work to get that accident cleared. Some new developments in the ongoing